The US Open has always been a tournament of fire, intensity, and raw emotions. Players come to New York with the weight of expectations, their dreams balanced on a razor's edge. Yet, amid the battles, the pressure, and the endless chase for glory, the sport sometimes gives us rare, unforgettable moments. Moments that remind us of the beauty of human connection and the spirit that binds champions together. And that's exactly what happened on a sunny afternoon inside the practice courts of Flushing Meadows. Three giants of modern tennis, Jannik Sinner, Novak Djokovic, and Alexander Zverev, came together not as rivals, but as brothers of the sport, sharing laughter, light-hearted exchanges, and heartwarming gestures that melted the hearts of every fan lucky enough to witness it. For many, practice sessions are just routine warm-ups, a place where players fine-tune their strokes and polish their strategies. But this one felt different. From the moment Djokovic stepped onto the court with his trademark grin, to Zverev's relaxed demeanor, and Sinner's youthful humility, the atmosphere was charged with something more than preparation. It was filled with camaraderie. At first, it started simply. Sinner, always known for his calm and shy personality, began hitting a few balls with Zverev. The two exchanged powerful rallies, trading forehands and backhands with the precision that has made them both household names. Djokovic, walking by, couldn't resist joining in. With a playful wave to the crowd, he stepped into the middle, and suddenly the practice turned into a spontaneous three-man rally. Fans in the stands erupted, phones flying up to capture what felt like a once-in-a-lifetime sight. Three of the sport's biggest stars, laughing, competing, but without the heaviness of official competition. There was no scoreboard, no line judges, no trophies at stake, just pure tennis joy. The most emotional moment came when Djokovic, the elder statesman of the trio, decided to playfully coach Sinner during the exchange. With a light pat on the shoulder, he whispered something in Sinner's ear that drew a smile from the young Italian, who has often looked up to Djokovic not just as a rival, but as a mentor figure. For Sinner, who is still carving his own legacy, moments like these carry more weight than fans can imagine. And then came Zverev's touch of humor. After a particularly long rally, he pretended to collapse on the court in exhaustion, prompting Djokovic to theatrically fan him with his towel, and Sinner to kneel beside him as though checking his pulse. The crowd roared in laughter, and in that instant, the serious world of elite tennis melted into something warm and human. What stood out most was the mutual respect. Djokovic, with his 24 Grand Slam titles, could have easily kept his distance, wrapped up in his own aura of greatness. But instead, he chose connection. Zverev, fighting his way back to peak form after injuries, showed that joy and friendship still had a place in this grueling sport. And Sinner, with his quiet determination, embraced the moment with gratitude, his smile saying more than words ever could. Social media was quick to react. Clips of the practice flooded Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok within minutes. Fans captioned the videos with phrases like, "This is why we love tennis," and "Legends and future legends in one frame." Some even called it the most wholesome moment of the entire US Open so far. But beyond the laughter and the lightheartedness, this practice session symbolized something deeper. Tennis has often been called a lonely sport. Unlike team games, players carry the full burden of victory and defeat alone. The mental strain can be overwhelming, the pressure relentless. Yet, in moments like this, when rivals become companions, tennis transforms into something far greater than just competition. It becomes a reminder of shared journeys, shared sacrifices, and the unspoken brotherhood among those who understand the weight of the game. For Djokovic, it was a chance to pass on wisdom, to show that even as he fights for history, he can lift others along the way. For Zverev, it was a display of resilience, not just as a player coming back from hardships, but as a human being who knows how to find laughter in the toughest times. And for Sinner, it was a glimpse into what it means to belong among the greats, to be accepted and embraced not just as a challenger, but as a peer. As the practice drew to a close, the three shared handshakes and a collective smile that said it all. Fans gave them a standing ovation, not because of the points they played, but because of the spirit they shared. It wasn't about who hit the best forehand, or who served the hardest ace. It was about the joy of tennis, the love of the game, and the unity that transcends rivalries. These are the kinds of moments that outlive matches. Years from now, fans may forget the scorelines of certain encounters, but they will remember the image of Djokovic, Sinner, and Zverev laughing together under the New York sun. They will remember the feeling of warmth that washed over the practice courts that day. In a sport so often defined by intensity, ambition, and solitude, It's these fleeting glimpses of humanity that make tennis truly beautiful. And if there's one thing this practice showed us, it's that even in the toughest of battles, kindness, respect, and shared laughter have a place. As the US Open marches on, the world will once again see these three men fight with everything they have on the biggest stages. They will chase history, chase glory, and chase dreams. But for one afternoon, they reminded us all that beyond the wins and losses, there's something even more important, the bond that keeps this sport alive, and the moments that remind us why we fell in love with it in the first place. And perhaps, that's the true beauty of tennis. Not just the victories or the records, but the simple, unguarded moments where champions let their humanity shine.